the game, he knows there's even more yards to be had.
A run with Dobbins. And that'll be a pickup of 3.
The tackle made at the 47-yard line.
Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd and 7. On the bootleg, it's Nix. Hit as he throws, and it is incomplete. Just couldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much there anyways. We do know it'll be 3rd down. From the shotgun, here's Nix. That is incomplete. Great work to get in there, make things difficult defensively, and it sets up 4th down. Nix gonna throw for it. This one incomplete. The defense up to... They go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. They're trying to burn some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Now the Cowboys are going to take a timeout, and they'll get together prior to this 2nd down play.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 33-yard line.
Here's Nix to throw. He's trapping downfield. He's got it. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35. That's a timeout for Dallas. It's their 2nd. They'll be disappointed there after giving up the 1st down. Here's Dobbins. And he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards. Cowboys going to use their 3rd and final timeout, and they'll get together prior to the 2nd down play.
And he has been a handful to deal with throughout this entire contest, Mike, and they came into the game saying we want to impose our will on the defense, and that's exactly what they've been able to do. All things considered, it's actually a pretty good pass. I mean, he puts the ball in a place where only his guy can catch it. But I think he hears those footsteps coming from that nearest defender, and he's not able to secure the catch through contact.
Now a deep ball toward the end zone. Just no...
Yeah!
Y'all can't talk about basic. Anybody more power?
They'll give it to Dobbins. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard. Now the Broncos going to use the first of their timeouts, and they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Now it's Dobbins into the secondary at the 45. J.K. Dobbins. And this is going to be a touchdown. They are going to extend the lead here in the final minute of play. Good-looking rushing touchdown there. Offensive line does its job. That fact. This will wind up a win for the Broncos. That was a game that was in doubt to the very end. They were able to hold on, come away with the victory. So, that'll do it for us. For Greg Olsen and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico.
Go, 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 shorty. It's your birthday. We gon' party like it's your birthday. We gon' sip like it's your birthday. And you know we don't give, cause that's your birthday. You'll find me in the club, full of mama, I got got what you need if you need to feel it. I'm in the habit, I ain't in the make it. So come give me a hug if you're in the getting it. You can find me in the club, full of mama, I got what you need if you need to feel it. I'm in the habit, I ain't in the getting it. When I pull up out front, you see the Benz up.
The regular season.
Fall afternoon in the state of Texas. The roof is open, and we've got football from NRG Stadium in Houston. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at this Texan ball club entering play here. Now, they've lost 3 straight here, and it goes without saying, I guess, they could certainly use a win.
And how do they get a win? Because they've lost 3 straight, I think it's paramount that they get a fast, clean start to this game.
So out come the Texans for their opening drive. Leading him out, the former Stanford man. At quarterback, it's Davis Mills.
Well, his ratio was good last week. Most quarterbacks are really excited about a 3-to-1 ratio, but it's flipped in the wrong direction. He threw 3 interceptions, not touchdown passes, and he only had the 1 TD pass in that game. So he's trying to turn that around and find a way for his team to win.
Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. 2nd and 10. This defense for the Broncos, they were very good in the win over Dallas a week ago.
And what keyed their victory? The pass rush. Got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks, and plenty of other turbulence in the pocket for him as well. Hard to throw the ball downfield, and all you're seeing is opposing jerseys come at you.
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. From the gun, here's Mills. They'll let this go deep for Collins. And that's caught inside the 35. A huge play there for Houston. 44 yards.
And the Texans first down.
Now it's Mixon running right. Now that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
After the penalty, it's Mixon. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Here's a 2nd and 8. Again, it's Mixon. And he stops right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Here's 3rd and 3. And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. Mills hit, and he loses the ball. It's picked up by the Broncos. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. So that play, I mean, it was pretty well blown up from the start, and it results in a turnover.
Yeah, when you're running the option like that as a quarterback, you have so many different keys and reads to make that sometimes as you're making them, you're not protecting the ball the way you should, and it gets popped free.
So now here are the Broncos for their first drive of the game. And they will be led out by a man in his sophomore campaign as the quarterback.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
At the 35-yard line.
A give up the middle to Dobbins. And again, he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. Officially nothing on that one, no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on 3rd down. Now it's Nix. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
No surprise at all. They're looking for the big man early in this one. The only surprise for them, he couldn't hang on to the pass.
They're going. It's Nix. And it's caught. It's Marvin Mims. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down.
First down. A gain of 13 yards.
Nix to the air. And this one almost intercepted. Not a good throw there. Nearly an opening drive INT. Dobbins running out of the gun. And a good run here as as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line. That one good for 13 and a Denver first down.
Broncos first down. A gain of 13 yards. And the Broncos first down.
Straight ahead, Estime. And a very 27, good effort. 13-yard gain yet again, just like last play.
Broncos first down. A gain of 13 yards.
To throw is Nix. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Incomplete. It's now second and 10.
To throw, here's Nix. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. From the gun on third down, it's Nix. He gets this underneath to Dobbins. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
Broncos first down.
They'll run with Dobbins. And a whole lot there. Does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. Now a timeout called for by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Dobbins going to be hit and met at the line of scrimmage. They get him down at 3. Now a timeout called for by the offense. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. From the 3-yard line once more. Now here's third and goal. They'll try and throw. Here's Nix. And this is caught by Sutton. Touchdown, Broncos. A great play there. His third touchdown now on the year. And the Broncos take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Will Lutz on for the point after. And he's got it. 7-0 Broncos. So that one a 13-play drive in total. And Corbin Sutton able to finish things off with the touchdown reception. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Texans offense, led by their running back, headed out for the second possession. And he's run the ball well to this point in the season, right there in the mix for NFL leaders in rushing. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. Last time out, they had the fumble. That led to the touchdown. Not a great look on either side of the ball as the defense gave up the points too, Charles. But they've got to take care of the football and do better here on this possession.
It's certainly been a tough stretch, partner, for both of those units, and they kind of put their defensive mates in a really tough spot there by dropping the ball on the ground. But an easy way to make it up to them, get out there now and get some points on this drive.
They'll get only 3 there, so it leaves them with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
It's 3rd and 7.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter from Houston. It's the Texans in possession of the football as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Mills from the gun on 3rd down. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Here's Tommy Townsend on to punt. And Marvin Mims deep for Denver. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. That's pulled in at the 32. That'll go as a 46-yard punt with a return of 7. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10. The Broncos offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. He is the NFL's leader in rushing yards to this point in the season. And if he can replicate or even surpass the production that he had over the first half of the year, he's going to have a good chance to take home the title. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
How about our reigning AFC Player of the Week, hot-footing it into the secondary on that run?
Yeah, nice long run. That's what got him the award a week ago. Maybe he's trying for 2 in a row here this week. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. The Broncos at 6-2 to start play. They come in playing really well on both sides of the ball. They've won 6 of their last 8 CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
And his throw here is incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
It's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker, because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. They'll go for it. Here's Nix. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. 1st and 10 now for Mills and the Texans. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Mills can't get away, and down he goes. Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. They go play action. Mills looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Schultz. They give him 4 yards there. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12.
Brings up 3rd and 12.
Mills. In trouble, and he's taken down. John Franklin Myers, the one in there to drop him. Here's Tommy Townsend now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. We'll call this a 41-yard punt, 7 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And a drive that stalled out last time. Went for it on 4th, didn't get it. How does that translate here? I would imagine momentum's with the defense.
Definitely with the defense, because anytime anyone goes for it on 4th down, that's telling you as a defense that you can't stop us. We don't think that you can. And when you actually do, that may put a little dent in the confidence of the offense the next time they hit the field.
Yeah, we'll see if they can bring that pride to the offense this go-around. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. The Broncos on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Nix from the shotgun. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Broncos first down. They needed 5 there on 3rd down. He winds up getting 7. A shotgun snap and a give to Dobbins. And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line. And with that last run, that's going to move him over 1,000 yards rushing now for the year. So a nice milestone to hit in what has been an exceptional season on the ground. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. Throwing Nix. And This is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Let's hear it, Texans fans, because it's 3rd down.
Here's Nix. That is caught. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 28. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
1st and 10 at the 28-yard line.
They'll look to throw again. On the slant, completes to Sutton. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time, and a first down.
First down. A gain of 12. And the Broncos first down.
Nix to throw again.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
They'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Working out of the down. Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. The kick by Lutz is good. And that will extend their lead even further. Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that. And we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put everything together. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half.
Here we go, set.
Final play of the half, Mills. That is incomplete. So halftime straight ahead. It is time to join up. Halftime over, no problem with us. We skip right to the 3rd quarter and continue this midseason contest. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. Oh, a heck of a move. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. The Broncos offense and Bo Nix getting set for this next possession. He had the touchdown pass earlier, adding to his impressive season total as you take a look at the NFL leaders in touchdown passes at this point in the season. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. 67 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. In need of only about the length of the football here on 2nd down. They'll go again with Dobbins. And after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll run up the gut with Dobbins. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. Here's a give to Dobbins. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like they'll spot it right in midfield at the 50. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
First down. A 4-yard pickup on the play. First down, Denver.
Now a handoff for Dobbins. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. Second and 6. From the 46-yard line, a second down and 6.
Second and 6 at the 46-yard line.
Off the bootleg, here's Nix. And he will find his man Sutton. That's complete. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 24-yard line.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Operating from the gun, here's Nix. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Now a second and 10. Running right, here's Estime. And a good run as he manages 7 yards down to the 17. Lots of praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
Here comes play number 9 now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Back to throw. Nix. He had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
They're going for it with Dobbins. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. J.K. Dobbins, his 7th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Broncos take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. And now, of course, all scoring plays are reviewed, and I think they're going to take an extra long look at this one. Is this a touchdown? That's the question. CD, what are they looking for here?
You just need any part of the football to break the plane. You don't need the whole football. It doesn't need to go over the entire white line. It's just that front part of the white line. And if you draw an imaginary plane going straight up, that's what they need to cross.
So take away the touchdown. The officials rule he did not get the football to break the plane. They'll try to run with Dobbins. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
At the 2-yard line.
Another run here with Dobbins. And he will take it in for a Bronco touchdown. J.K. Dobbins taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Broncos are able to stretch out their lead. Lutz with the extra point. And that makes our score 17-0. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And it's finished off by a touchdown run from J.K. Dobbins. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. He's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. Mills and the Texans now come up with a 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Inside handoff to Mixon. And able to use his blockers to get this out over the 40. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Brings up 2nd and a yard. at the 41-yard line.
To throw, Mills. And the Broncos get there and take him down. Alex Singleton making the play defensively. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. From the gun, here's Mills. He'll try and do this himself. Mills hit, and he loses the ball. It's picked up by the Broncos. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line.
Well, if these guys wanted to get back in this game, they needed an almost perfect second half, and down 3 scores. A lost fumble here certainly doesn't fit into that plan.
That reminds me of my plan in college to get an A on the papers I turned in, but that didn't work out too well either. Too many mistakes by both of us. I mean, that's just pure and simple. And that's why that's exactly where they are in this ball game. They're going to need a huge turnaround if they want to try and win this one.
Now a 2nd and 6.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the Texans' 21-yard line.
Here's a give to Dobbins running right. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on third down?
The big part of a middle linebacker's job is being able to take on blocks and then go make plays. But the best ones, they have those big guys in front of them playing defensive line to hold blockers off of them and allow them to flow sideline to sideline and make the big hits.
He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. 3 quarters have come and gone. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Houston. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Now Dobbins. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. 120 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
That's good for a Broncos 1st down. 1st and goal at the 1-yard line.
They'll try and run it in with Burton. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. His 2nd rushing touchdown on the campaign and 4th overall. And the Broncos are about to make it 4 straight as they add to this 4th quarter advantage. Lutz will look to add the extra point. And the lead is now 24. That time a 6-play drive. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Houston set to take over. Facing a big 4th quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, well, their defense has really struggled. And that'll be a free 5 yards for the offense.
Just like a tennis match, that's just an unforced error. Stay alert, don't jump early, and give them free yardage.
Mixing up the middle. And he'll scratch out a yard up to the 30, and that's all. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, it's
that went out wide and intercepted. Picked up by Pat Surtain. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. That interception may be the exclamation mark on what really all around has been a good performance.
A fantastic performance. They will enjoy film session. Their grade should be very good on this one. And I think the next time the offense gets the ball, I just think about running it and getting the clock done and getting the heck out of here.
And by the way, semantics here, but before the grammar police come after me, I think it's exclamation point, not mark, right?
You're asking me? Seriously?
Yeah, you're smarter than me. Everybody knows that.
Listen, I go with what you say, my man.
Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack.
Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him.
And it's third down.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. They're going to find the open man. That's complete. And he goes down, but not before getting us inside the 25.
And the Broncos first down. First and 10 at the 24-yard line.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins.
And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Brendan, every great running backs coach I've talked with has always talked about when you have great vision, you're not consciously thinking about your cuts and your moves, you're just doing them. And I think that's what we're seeing tonight. He's got to run them into submission, right?
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to use that phrase. He has run them into submission.
Wave the white flag.
It's 2nd and goal. Back to the 8-yard line now.
Here's Dobbins.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Sometimes you get a 1st and goal and you're back near the 7, 8, 9-yard line and you start thinking, maybe we'll run it here on 1st down to get half of what we need, so maybe we can have 2 or 3 shots at going for it from closer range. So this is a bonus right here. What a great run to work his way into the end zone.
Lutz to try to add the PAT. I was just about to say he had missed an extra point all season, but there it is. His first miss, no good. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going.
And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line.
Go! 60 Eagles, 60. You're ready to spin, you're ready to spin.
Mills now. That's caught by the tight end, Harrison Bryant.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
And the Texans first down.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score.
Sack!
First run of the game here for Dameon Pierce.
And he'll bring this one inside the 35. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up
Looking to throw his Mills.
And now another turnover as this one's intercepted.
Brandon Jones picking it off. And the Broncos are going to take possession here at their own 6-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go.
Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard. But they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out of this one. But the way this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on third down. To throw, here's Nix. He gets it complete to A.T. Perry. And he will have the Broncos first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. There's absolutely been no stopping this offense today. They already have the big lead, obviously. Here in the fourth quarter, they could coast to the end, but right now they're not passing up any chances to put up some garbage time yardage.
And, partner, why would they? Because who knows the next time you'll be playing as well as you have today. When you're in that zone, you go ahead and take full advantage of it. You don't worry about your opponent. You just worry about what you're doing.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Now 2nd and 3. A give up the middle to Dobbins. For the winning team here, Charles, that's about as big and clean of a win as you can hope for in the National Football League. No turnovers. Meanwhile, you forced turnovers. You didn't allow any points, and you put up a bunch of points. What an effort.